We've been learning about world cultures in social studies. We recently read the English version of the Cinderella story, and today we read a different type of Cinderella story called Glass Slipper, Golden Sandal. This Cinderella story was different because the author of the story brought in different aspects from different countries. If you remember, I mentioned that all around the world, different countries have different versions of what we know as the classic Cinderella story. Here is an image that we might recognize from the classic English Cinderella story that we read earlier in this lesson. We recently read
In this picture, the prince
the English
is
version
putting a
of
glass
the Cinderella
slipper
story.
on Cinderella.
And today we read a different
In the
type of
Cinderella
story
book we read today called Glass Slipper, Gold Sandal,
This
a
Cinderella story
worldwide
was
Cinderella
because
story
the
by
author
Paul
of the story
Flinchman,
brought
illustrated
in
by
different
Julia
aspects from
Peshkish.
different countries.
We learned that countries all over the
remember,
world
I
have their
mentioned
own
that
version of the
all
Cinderella
around
story,
the world,
and Paul
different
Flinchman
countries have different
put all of
versions
those together
of what we
and made
know as
one
the
patchwork
classic
Cinderella story involving tens of different types of cultures.
We've been learning about world
Here
cultures
is a list
in
of the
social
countries
studies.
that were mentioned in the book we read today.
Read
Germany,
the English
Indonesia,
version of the
China,
Cinderella story.
Japan,
And
Korea,
today
Zimbabwe,
we read
Iran,
a
Iraq,
different type of Cinderella
Appalachia,
story
which is a
Glass
region in the
Slipper,
U.S.,
Golden
the
Sandal.
West Indies,
This Cinderella
India,
story was
Ireland,
different because
Nigeria,
the author of the
Scotland,
story
and Mexico.
brought in different aspects from different
But
countries.
do you know where these countries are
remember,
located
I mentioned
in the world?
that all around the world,
Actually, you might be surprised to learn that they are not right next to each other, but in fact they are spread out all over the Earth's surface, which makes it even more amazing that they all share a common story, the Cinderella story. Even though some aspects of the story are different, there are still many similarities, of which we pointed out while we were reading.
And today we read
Now we are going to play a little fun game to see if you know where these countries are located in the world.
This Cinderella story was
Here are 5 countries that were mentioned in the book we read today, Glass Slipper, Gold Sandal. Germany, China, Nigeria, Mexico, and Ireland.
All around the world, different countries have different versions.
Let's start out with Germany.
What we know as the classic Cinderella story.
Do you know where Germany is located on the map? If not, take a guess of where you think it might be. The red country towards the center of the map is Germany, nestled right in the middle of Europe. Did you guess right?
Cinderella story called Glass Slipper,
Next,
Golden Sandal.
let's try to find where China is
Cinderella
located.
Story was different because the author of the story
Here is a picture of the world's map with all of the countries of the world on it. Do you know where China is located on the world's map?
I mentioned that all around the world, different countries have
the orange part on the map represents China,
what we know as the classic
the very big
Cinderella
country.
Story.
Did you guess correctly? Nigeria is the next country we will be trying to locate on the world map.
We recently read the English
Take your best guess of where you think Nigeria is located.
And today we read a different type of
Cinderella The red part on the map represents where Nigeria is located. Nigeria is on the west coast of Africa.
The author of the story brought in
Let's
different
move on
aspects
to Mexico.
From different countries. If you remember,
do you know where Mexico is located on the world's map?
Different countries have different versions.
The orange blotch on the map represents where Mexico is, right below the United States. Last but not least, we have India.
World cultures in social studies.
Do you know where India is located on the map of the world?
The English version of the Cinderella story. And today we read
India is represented by the green on this map.
Cinderella story called
Did you guess right?
Slipper, Golden Sandal.
Were you surprised to learn where some countries were located on the world map?
The author of the story
were you correct on any of your guesses?
Different aspects from different countries.